What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing at the Polderbaan. Sorry for the delay. I was initially at McDonald's, runway 27. It was looking like they were going to use that as the primary runway for arrivals like they did yesterday in the afternoon, since we have wind blowing from the west mostly. Unfortunately, Bezoekbus had not yet published any indicated updates with respect to the upcoming runway use, so I had to guess, and I guessed wrong, so had to relocate. Luckily I did not set up yet. I had just arrived on the scene and thought it was a little bit quiet. Looked on runway use apps and saw that Polderbaan was going to be used for arrival, so I figured, okay, let's go back. Even though around 1 o'clock rain is expected, we should stay dry here until then. And there's plenty reason to want to relocate and do a stream anyway, because until 1 o'clock we are expecting, I think in the meantime, 5 747s. There were 6, one already landed just now. I think 5 747s and the A380 are on the way. Beautiful weather still here. Showers expected later in the day. Let me also take you through, and yeah, there's helicopter Kestrel. Let me take you through what the current status quo is. Wind blowing from the west. So those are the hardest days to predict what runway use is going to be like. It can go either way. And unfortunately today I guessed wrong. I was hoping for 27, because that would have meant that all 6 747s would have landed on that runway, or at least 5 out of 6. So thank you for your patience. Now, also an apology for yesterday. I thought the audio listening back sounded really poor, and when checking my settings, because it looked like I wasn't using any wind protection yesterday by the sound of it, and in actuality that was true. I accidentally switched off the XLR handle, and that meant that even though the blimp was connected to the camera, the audio came from the onboard mic, and that has no wind protection, and that is why it sounded so poorly yesterday. Now the audio should be good. There's hardly any wind to begin with, but in addition to that, the ambient audio is now coming from the blimp and the Sennheiser in it. As you can see, we have multiple queens approaching Dutch airspace. Orange Pride just left. Saudia just entered Dutch airspace. Suparna is expected, and interestingly there are, one of the 2 already arrived. That's too bad. There were 2 underway, both from Nanjing. We have Cargolux coming in, and there's more coming. We have Cathay Pacific Cargo expected around 11:30. The Emirates A380 expected around 12:40. We also have Atlas Air coming in from the west. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 queens and 1 A380. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. Yeah, we also are expecting showers, and by the looks of the forecast it might even fall a little bit earlier than anticipated, although over here it says, but that's for my hometown listen. Let's go to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Okay, they do say that until 1 o'clock it is expected to stay dry. Hopefully it's going to stay that way. I do have my umbrella with me. Wind is directly from the west, and that makes it very difficult to predict what runway use is going to be like. I guessed wrong today, unfortunately, hence the delay. Wind is 8 knots, 304, and we have few clouds at 2,700 feet, and that's it. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. A beautiful day here at Schiphol Airport. And our next airplane is making its way over. Indeed, Wolfgang, stupid settings. You were right. You were wondering. You were already the one asking yesterday, is this the cat or the blimp? And I pointed, hey, it's the blimp, and it was connected, but I switched it off. Yeah, that's what you get when you don't get to stream for a couple of weeks. You get rusty. I was so annoyed yesterday. It sounded so poor. Checked everything, And then I figured, okay, well, if the mic is connected properly and the mic isn't broken and it didn't get wet, there was no signs of water damage or anything, I thought, okay, well, then it has to be the camera settings. Those are physical knobs and switches on the handle of my XLR handle. And those can accidentally, by friction, be set in the wrong setting, and that's exactly what had happened. Well, you live, you learn. We have two airplanes on the glide slope right now. In the foreground we have an A319 from EasyJet coming in from Gatwick, and we have Transavia coming in from Salzburg in the background behind it. There's also a 777 flying base from the west that is looking to become the third airplane. Wolfgang, Jackie, Marja, good morning. Roadhog, Han, Sheila, Pim, good morning. Gerrit, goedemorgen. Piotr, good morning. Welcome all others who have joined. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy and we're standing at the Polderbaan. After a little delay, was looking nice at the McDonald's, I have to say. Drove away this morning with the sun just rising above the horizon. And well, as you guys can see, we have some clouds in the north. The wind is blowing from the west, at least on ground level. I'm not sure if, because the weather radar was indicating that the showers that you could see were coming from over there. So it does seem that on higher levels the wind is blowing from a different direction. But for the time being, the sky is mostly blue. Majority of the blue sky you can find in the south and southeast today. Firefighters already did their patrol round, by the way. They were passing by as I just arrived here on the scene. So, even though there's a little bit of wind, because it is perpendicular to the runway heading, you can see that the airplanes are crabbing a little bit. Means there's a normal north-south configuration happening now. Departures take place from Kaagbaan and from Aalsmeerbaan. Means that we can also see outbound traffic overhead pass us by if they go to the north between the clouds. So we have two airplanes visible now on the glide slope. In the foreground, Transavia coming in from Salzburg, and KLM flight 696 arriving from Toronto in the background. Also good morning to Ilko, who says what a beautiful day to be spotting. And he celebrates 2 months of membership. Good morning to you too, Ilko, and thank you for the ongoing support. It is beautiful for the time being. How much longer remains to be seen, because showers are coming in from the north. We are able to see them well in advance, so shouldn't be too bad. Transavia returning from Salzburg. So they're still laying pipe here, even though the bits are already there, they still have to be assembled. Some bits are laying right next to each other, but you can see they still have to be bolted together. Steven Seagal also says good morning to you all. And the airplane coming in next is KLM Flight 696 coming in from Toronto in what is still Canada. It's the PHBQE, 20 years old, 777-200. Bill J also back in the chat. Bob, good morning. Benjamin, good morning. And also good morning, Siegfried, who is celebrating 6 months of membership, 6 months and still sticking around. Cheers. Thank you so much for your support, mate. Always a pleasure to see you in real life and in the chat. And you have gone yellow. No, wait, you already were yellow. You're, yeah, no, that's yellow, right? 6 months, yeah. Going from red to yellow. Congratulations, mate. Thank you so much for your support. Siegfried, aka Nijmeegse Nieuwsnet. Now, if all is well, Rick Meester will be coming tomorrow. Weather promises to be good. Lisa will also be out tomorrow. Peter Hommel, goedemorgen. Seal the Deal, good morning. Peter, good morning. Richard, goedemorgen. Arjan, goedemorgen. Welcome one and all. If you joined us just now, welcome to the show. We started a bit late because I first went to the McDonald's. I was gambling on runway 27 staying open for arrivals all throughout the morning because the wind is blowing from the west. Unfortunately, and typically, in typical fashion, Schiphol decided something differently. Hence, I first had to go back to my car, drive 20 minutes, walk up here, set up. I'm also set up a bit further to the south than I normally would be. Normally I would be north of this bench and of the solar panel over there. Normally you would see it from the other way, the other side. Figured saves me a little bit of time. Also, I wasn't sure because there's an excavator over there and also some stuff over there. I also figured, well, maybe later in the morning they could start working there. Might give a little bit of annoying sound, considering it is still a weekday, Friday. Alan, good morning, mate. Shukrat, good morning. Hey, that's good news, Arjan. Didn't know that. But the 767-400 is going to come back. It did pop up here on occasion since it frequented us on almost a daily basis in the summer and spring last year. Once or twice we've seen it since, but if it's going to return on a more regular basis, always nice. Evan, good to see ya. Hope you're doing good with all the fires in your neighborhood and in the vicinity of where you live. It's getting worse and worse by the day. Saw it on the news yesterday. I think it's over the news everywhere in the world. Over in the Netherlands at least, it makes the news. All the forest fires in California. Hey, Aviation Dallas, morning. Things are good, thank you for asking. Hope they're also good for you down under. Our next airplane coming in is coming in from Persenchester. It is an A320neo from EasyJet, followed by Delta Airlines Flight 136 coming in from Detroit, Michigan, and after that another consecutive Delta A330. That's Flight 74 coming in from Atlanta, Georgia. First up, EasyJet coming in from Persenchester. It's an A320 Neorio. Ah, Lisa, goedemorgen. Good to see ya. 2 consecutive Delta A330s now on the glide slope or nearly on the glide slope. Where's number 2? Still flying in. Should enter the field of view from the left at some point. Shouldn't be long. Hey, Paul tuning in from sunny Noordwijk. Goedemorgen. Happy New Year to you too, mate. And there's the second consecutive Delta A330. So that's 2 consecutive Delta A330s coming in. Malky also back in the chat, and he is celebrating 1.5 years of membership. Morning everyone, he says. Keep up the excellent work, boy. I will definitely do that, Malky. Thank you so much for your continued support. 1.5 years and counting. I hope all is still good in the lounge. Do let me know if something is no longer to your liking or if we need refills. And let me see what I can do. Mateus is tuning in from Mallorca, where it is 16C. Nice, that's a bit warmer than it is over here, although it is not as cold as it was yesterday. Temperatures over here, a few degrees above 0. This is Delta Airlines Flight 136 coming in from Detroit, Michigan. 7 hours and 27 minutes it has flown to get here. It's a 21-year-old airplane. First flight was in August 2003. Come on, fire up those reversers. Ah, there we go. There we go. No time to waste. Delta Airlines Flight 74 coming in next from Atlanta, Georgia. And after that, it is playtime already, ladies and gentlemen, members. You know what time it is. Or you know what that means, I should say. Evan says Santa Monica is untouched, but to our neighbors in the north, it's like how when Israel drops bombs on Palestine. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. We saw it on the news. It's apocalyptic, with yellow and orange skies and smoke and fire everywhere. Stay safe, mate. Stay safe. Alan also back in the chat, mate. Thank you so much for gifting a membership just now. I see that Alex was the recipient. Alex, welcome back to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Think you were a member before already. And if not, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Be sure to use the custom emojis now at your disposal for a month. Don't forget to say thank you to Alan, aka Big Al. Delta Airlines Flight 74 coming in from Atlanta, Georgia. Another A330-300. Yes. There we go. Ah, man. It's such a pity that the sun is now hiding behind a cloud right now, because it would have been beautiful. Even more beautiful, I should say. So up in the sky, the clouds are drifting in from more or less that direction. So again, like yesterday, that's where we need to look to see if we're going to stay dry here or not. On ground level, the wind is blowing from the west or from over there. And wind on the scale of chimney smoke looks like so. The water is calm here. I haven't seen any birds yet since I have arrived here. What I do see is the first red airplane of the day. It is Play Flight 460 A320neo coming in from Reykjavik as always. 2 hours and 35 minutes the flight time so far. The airplane is 2 years old. First flight October 2022. In the background we see an Embraer 190 at its 10 o'clock. Coming in from Zurich. KLM Flight 1918. A third airplane is approaching from the right, as you can see above the play airplane. That is Air Oink Oink, flight 1251. Lars asks if I'm prepared if the rain sets in. I hope to be done with the stream by then. Or at least initially it was said that the rain was going to fall around 1 o'clock. When I looked just now, even though you could see the showers, Radar was indicating that it was going to stay dry until 1 o'clock, and by then, in the meantime, between now and then, 5 Boeing 747s and the A380 will have landed. Not sure if they're going to land on this runway, all of them. A couple of them definitely will. Let's have a look in the cockpit, shall we? Mate! I thought that the first officer was looking. I threw a wave. I'm like almost the only person standing here. Zero reaction. Mustn't show that I am looking at other things than the runway. First queen of the show is approaching. There she is. That would be Saudia. Saudia making itself over here. In the meantime, 2 more airplanes preceding it. Embraer 190 in the foreground. KLM flight 1918 coming in from Zurich. And behind that is Air Oink Oink, aka Pegasus. A321neo, flight 1251 coming in from Istanbul as always. Hadi Paul, good morning. And Mr. Blue Sky, good morning. T-Mac, good morning. And welcome to all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing here at the Polderbaan, aka runway 18 right. At the moment, the only runway used for arrivals. In half an hour from now, I'm expecting the center runway to also open up for 40 minutes. A secondary runway for arrivals. The wind is blowing perpendicularly to the runway heading, hence the crabbing, even though the wind is relatively calm. Because it is exactly perpendicularly to the runway heading, the crabbing is visible. Wind is blowing from the west, at least on ground level or the lower altitudes it is. The clouds are drifting in more from the northwest. Embraer with squeaky brakes, what do you know? There's a first. Now, I'm seeing that Malky just now gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that, Malky. Very generous of you. Where's that message? There it is. Malky mate, thank you so much. You really didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. I hope that everybody who receives gifted membership from you just now will thank you for it. Oh man, come on, I just went up from behind the laptop. Mr. O'Donnell, John, good morning and welcome back. Also coming in with a bang, 5 gifted memberships by John as well just now. I hope that everybody who just received a gifted membership from either John or from Malky will say thank you for it. Enjoy the custom emojis, folks. They're there for a reason. Oh no. A flock of birds is drifting in right as the airplane is landing. Air Oink Oink coming in from Istanbul. Okay. Yeah, touchdown went well. Let's go back to the Queen. Here she is. This is the first of 5 queens, ladies and gentlemen. There are 4 more coming after this before 1 o'clock. And also the Emirates A380 is expected before 1 o'clock. So if you don't have to be anywhere today, stick around, because we're going to stick around until all of those airplanes have landed. Patrick says, I thought with the wind they would land 27. I absolutely concur, and that's why I also went there initially. And when I arrived, I saw that they closed the runway and that landings were going to proceed from runway 18 right. So I had to get in my car first, drive back to the Polderbaan, which is a 20-minute drive, walk up here, set up again. Hence the delay this morning. But as you can see, worth it. Totally worth it. Hey there, Swissport worker. Good morning. Good to see you again, mate. Now I hope that the audio is good and that you aren't hearing wind rumble. You shouldn't be hearing any. Audio yesterday did not go through the blimp even though it was connected to the camera because I accidentally had switched the XLR handle off, and that meant that audio, the ambient audio, was coming from the onboard microphone of the camera with no wind protection. Come on, spool up the reversers. Pity. That's a missed opportunity. Wolfgang says sound is perfect. Seal the deal concurs, and Peter as well. Folks, do let me know if you think something is sounding off. Don't take no for an answer. I was hearing the audio yesterday, and when it was blowing, it really sounded poorly. With this blimp, during storm, you should only hear the rustle of the wind through the grass and the vegetation over here. If you're hearing anything else, then something is wrong. Absolutely right, Bill. Got to practice safe audio. Had to take a morning after audio pill to abort the error. Me myself says pictures perfect, sound perfect, excellent, excellent. And Lars also says that the mix between voice and sound from the planes is great. Don't hear any wind noises, perfect. Well, that's exactly what I want to hear. Do hit me up when something is sounding off. Shouldn't be happening now anymore, but you never know. Now also welcome back, Scott. Good to see you again, mate. Happy New Year. Scott coming in with a celebration, half a year of membership. Thank you so much for your continued support, Scott. Hope all is still good in the lounge. Hit me up if something is no longer to your liking, or if anything is running out. What we don't run out of at Schiphol is birds, unfortunately. Well, it's a mixed bag. It's nice to see birds, but not near the airplanes. So the Just Plain Nuts was also back in the chat. Good morning, mate. Hope all is well. Got a 777-300 up next, coming in from Cape Town, South Africa. That is KLM flight 598. And Mr. Blue Sky is celebrating 1 year and 3 months of continued support as a member. Thank you so much for your support, Mr. Blue Sky. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. And Mr. Blue Sky writes, my favorite channel. You are doing a great job, boy. Thank you so much for your kind words, Mr. Blue Sky. Appreciate the kind words and your support, of course. Doing my best to give you the best quality I can. And I'm glad it is appreciated. Now, we saw one 747 land already. We have a 777-300 coming in next. After that, it is Tarom. The next Queen is already flying in the vicinity of Amsterdam North. Coming in from Nanjing in China. That is Suparna, and I'm already looking to my right to see if I can see the 747, because it's going to fly to the north in a moment on its downwind leg. And I think we should be able to see it if I know where I need to look, because visibility is good enough. Martin, goedemorgen kerel, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Dave, goedemorgen. Anita and Leonard, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined, good morning. Welcome back, folks. This is AMS Live. The channel Schiphol Group loves to hate. It's that good. Beautiful morning sunshine here. Like we did yesterday too. Like we had yesterday too. Tasho, good morning. Happy New Year. All the best to you too. Good to see you again. Michelle says, just subscribed. Tof kanaal. Cool channel. Thank you so much. Welcome, Michelle. And if you are a new subscriber or new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Many people are watching. They're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable. You can see that planes are coming in. Let me also quickly show you the plenty full 747s coming in. We have one already coming in, Suparna, coming in from Nanjing. We have another one close by, Cargolux, coming in from Nairobi. So that's two 747s coming in. Here, Cargolux flying just southwest of England. Another 747 is flying in Germany already. So that's 4 747s, and here we have the A380. These airplanes are all expected to land before 1 p.m. local time, and you can see the local time in the bottom left of your screen. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. It's promising to become a nice day here, even though showers are expected later in the day. For now, it looks like we're going to stay dry until all of these interesting airplanes will have landed. If you're thinking, what am I hearing? Caterpillar excavator just passed me by. See that John is also back. John, Dutch Canadian, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Just in time. Well, just in time for the next 747. If you tuned in just now, you might have missed one already. 5 747s in total in this stream. Plus the A380. First item coming in from Bucharest. Now, because I started the stream a little late and I was already behind schedule, so to speak, I am not set up where I usually am set up. In part because I was late, and in part because I already saw one excavator and more tubing support material laying over there. Figured they might start doing some work, and think they might. Han asks, why, boy? What are you referring to? This is KLM flight 1930, arriving from Geneva in Switzerland. 737-800. Next after this, KLM flight 758 coming in from Panama City, 7879 Dreamliner. So there's a little bit of crosswind. And as you can see, a lot of birds. Now where is the bird control vehicle? Speaking of birds, haven't seen it yet. Well, no, I did see it once. As I was setting up, it passed me by, but I don't recall having seen it before. Here we have KLM flight 758 coming in from Panama City, 7879 Dreamliner, 9 hours underway, 8 years old, PHB HD is its registration. The first flight of this airplane was in January 2016. Also a massive big thank you once again to John, who once again has begun gifting memberships. John, what are you doing, mate? Yesterday too, last time I was here, last time I was streaming. Also, please don't spend any money that you need yourself. I wouldn't feel comfortable if you were. But mate, your generosity is incredible. Thank you so much. 10 gifted memberships. I hope that everybody who received a membership from you will have thank you for it, or will still thank you for it. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, new members. Queen number 2 of 5. Coming in next, it is Suparna, flight 87411, coming in from Nanjing in China. 11 hours and 16 minutes underway, 17 years old, first flight July 2007. Also a massive big thank you to Lisa for your continued support, not only as a member but as ground crew too. A little celebration in between the queens, she says. 6 months of membership. Allee, dank u. Thank you so much, Lisa. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream, in the chat, and right next to me. So, after this queen, we are going to see Ita, a Bombardier C Series 100, coming in from Milan. You can see it already. That little speck, those few pixels in the background, that's the next airplane. It's a narrow body following a wide body 747 at a respectable distance, of course, due to the wake turbulence. Crabbing Queen, coming in from Nanjing in China. Will she use her reversers? We'll soon find out. Let's look and listen. Yes. Beautiful. Now the next queen is already flying downwind to the north, just over Amsterdam North, if you look on flight radar. So stick around, the next queen is coming. A350 from Qatar is also coming. Incredible. Nice, beautiful airplanes coming in. Let me quickly look up that message from Tosho, who just now also gifted 10 memberships. Tosho, what are you doing, mate? Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Tosho if you are one of the recipients of Tosho's memberships. Use the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, new members, and thank you so much for your generosity, Tosho. Incredible. And also incredible is the lighting on this 747. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's quickly turn back the camera because we have ITA Airways coming in. ITA Airways flight 120. Incoming from Milan. Bombardier C Series 100, aka A220. Originally Bombardier, but then Airbus took Bombardier over. So now these are branded as Airbuses. Arriving from Milan. Brand new airplane, this one. First flight was in June 2024. And what a lovely machine it is, isn't it? Allora, ciao ragazzi! Benvenuti in Olanda. Standing a little bit more to the south, so no butt shots today. Next up, A350 time. The first A350 of the show, Qatar, coming in from Doha. You can see the next airplane behind it. That's Delta Airlines Flight 90 coming in from Orlando in Florida. Hey there, Andy, good morning. Good morning to everybody who has joined. Welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. The channel Schiphol Group loves to hate. It's that good. We're standing at the Polderbaan, runway 18 right. Currently the only runway in use for arrivals. Although in 10 minutes I'm expecting the center runway to open up as well for 40 minutes. With parallel arrivals for 40 minutes. Wind is blowing from the west. It's sunny weather with temperatures a few degrees above 0 in Celsius. Rain showers are expected later in the day. Maybe land inward with wintry precipitation. But if all is well, until the next Queens and the A380 have landed, which is expected to happen all before 1 p.m. local time, it should stay dry. This is Qatar Airways, flight 275, an A350-900 coming in from Doha. Because the wind is blowing perpendicularly to the runway heading, you can see that the airplanes are crabbing today, even though the wind itself is not stormy. What a beautiful light. Beautiful light. Expat Jimmy is watching from South Korea. Welcome, Expat Jimmy. And welcome to all others who have joined. You're watching AMS Live. And over here at the Polderbaan, another Queen is expected to land pretty soon. Harry the Heron is also here. Steven Seagal and Harry the Heron already present. I haven't seen Russell or Sheryl Crow yet, but that might still change. Delta Airlines Flight 90 coming in next, arriving from Orlando, Florida. 8 hours and 34 minutes on the way. It's another A330-300. 9 years old. First flight of this airplane was in January 2015. Unfortunately, no time to linger because the next heavy is coming. It is KLM coming in from Las Vegas. Flight 636, and behind that, another 747. Now, unfortunately, I saw that runway 27 is already open and the first arrivals are heading over there. No parallel arrivals then. Luckily, the A380 and I think the remaining Queens all expected at a moment in time where there's only one runway open for arrivals. The question is though, will that primary runway be runway 27 or is it going to stay Polderbaan? Not too sure about that. Wouldn't be surprised if Schiphol is going to screw us over and is going to opt to keep runway 27 open and then close Polderbaan. Wouldn't be surprised if they would do that, although with prevailing wind. Yeah, well, they might switch to. They might. I can see them switch to departures later. That is something I wouldn't be surprised if that was going to happen. That is exactly the reason why I initially went to runway 27 this morning, because I figured with the wind blowing from the west, departures to the west and arrivals to the west seems most likely. Basically what was the runway configuration yesterday afternoon. But instead they opened up Polderbaan. After this airplane has landed, we can also have a look at the expected runway use. See what is now expected for the upcoming hours. For now, Queen number 3 already. Cargo logs coming in from Nairobi in Kenya. It is a 747-400 freighter. Flight time 8 hours and 34 minutes. Registration Lima X-Ray Whiskey Charlie Victor. 17 years old, first flight July 2007. Let's look and listen. Will she get loud? I hope she will. Fingers crossed. Bit of a bummer. Not what I wanted to hear. While she is rolling out, let's also have a quick look at what we can expect. So this is flight radar, and you can see that there are 2 more 747s underway. With the opening of runway 27, sadly this airplane is expected to land over there. Its ETA is in the time span where 2 runways for arrivals are going to be open. And that means that this airplane is going to land at another runway, pretty far away. We are able to see it, but only slightly. This airplane is arriving from the west and is still expected to land over here. So we can still see that. The Emirates A380 is expected at a time where only 1 runway will be open. But the question, of course, is what's the expected runway use going to be like? This website shows that, and it does say landing on Polderbaan 18 right for the upcoming hour. So it is looking like this runway is going to stay the primary runway for arrivals. So that means that 1 Queen is going to slip away, but 1 is still coming here. And as it is looking, the A380 will too. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, because we're sticking around until every quad squad member that I showed you just now has landed. And if it's going to stay dry a bit longer, rain is expected to arrive around 1 o'clock or something. At least that's what it was earlier in the morning. That might have changed in the meantime. Showers drifting in from the north. We should be able to see them well in advance. They shouldn't be interfering, at least until all the heavies have landed. Hey, guess who's back? It's Marissa. Happy New Year, Marissa. Good to see ya. Hope you've been well. Long time no see. Happy to see you again. Hope you're doing well. EasyJet A320neo coming in next, and after that another Delta A330 coming in from Tampa. Also a massive big thank you to John, who just now once again gifted 5 memberships. That is truly spectacularly generous. Thank you so much, John. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members. If you are one of the recipients, don't forget to say thank you. And use those custom emojis that are now at your disposal whenever you see fit. This is EasyJet coming in from Edinburgh. It's an A320neo. Behind it, Delta Airlines A330 arriving from Tampa. And this is not a regular A320, this is an A320 Oreo. Oreo cookies. Cool. Current status quo over here, as you can see, a lot of blue in the sky. This is looking to the southeast, this is looking to the south, this is looking to the southwest, this is looking to the west. Now let me turn back because otherwise the camera wires get tangled. This is looking to the east, this is looking to the northeast. The wind on the scale of chimney smoke currently looks like so. Let's quickly turn back. Our next airplane coming in, Delta Airlines, once again another A330-300, this one coming in from Tampa in Florida. 8 hours and 25 minutes underway. A 9-year-old airplane that had its first flight back in April 2015. And Peter is watching from Sri Lanka. Awesome, good to see you, welcome. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi, like Peter just now did. It's not mandatory, but it is always appreciated. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hey, wheelie. Nice. Little wheelie. But an otherwise idle reverse landing. That's a shame of a potentially loud landing. An opportunity to get loud. Next up, KLM flight 1068, arriving from Southampton. And in the background you can see the lights of another KLM Embraer that is arriving from London City. Now, looking on Radar, which is the website showing the weather radar, we are approximately over here. This is the past hour. You can see showers over the North Sea. They're drifting in. You need to look to the north to see them arrive. Not sure if we're going to stay dry until the A380 and whatnot have landed, but I have brought an umbrella with me, and if the showers are not going to be too long, we should be good here. Although it is a bit more challenging operating the camera when you are holding an umbrella with one hand, but we should be good. This is KLM flight 1068, Embraer 175 coming in from Southampton. Embraer 190 coming in, followed by another Embraer 190, two KLM airplanes coming in. First arriving from London City, the second one arriving from Bristol. You thought you heard an elephant just now, that was me blowing my nose. Low temperatures always gets my nose runny, makes me sound unnecessarily stuffy. Should be good again for the time being. This is KLM flight 980, returning from London City. Flight duration 39 minutes, that is par for the course. London Amsterdam averages around 40 to 45 minutes normally speaking. The airplane is 15 years old. Its first flight was in September 2009. And another one of these airplanes is arriving next, arriving from Bristol. Haven't seen Captain Wheelie in a while. Wonder if one of the airplanes arriving today will be piloted by Captain Wheelie. If you don't know who Captain Wheelie is, have a look in the videos section. of the channel. I think I even made a compilation, a playlist with all the wheelie videos. Most of them feature Captain Wheelie, a yet unidentified pilot flying KLM Embraer 190s and making tremendously long wheelies, or aerodynamic braking, as it's technically speaking called. Danny Rules also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Troy, good morning. Evelyn also back. Good morning, Evelyn. Dutch Aviation Hub as well. Good morning, one and all. The next airplane is flying on behalf of KLM, but it is a rental, German Airways. It's the Dawsey returning. 18 years old, first flight somewhere in 2007, the month not being specified on flight radar. Duration of the flight 52 minutes, Bristol, Amsterdam. Is there a message for AMS Live viewers? Nope. Still waiting for the day where we are going to see a little note from a first officer writing something to us. If you're watching and you're a first officer frequenting Schiphol Airport, I'm calling you to give us a little message if you have seen this and heard this, showing that you have seen us. We're able to read it, unless you write it very thinly. Now, also hearing an airplane that just passed by. That's a contrail of an outbound twin jet. Let's see, that is Lufty. Sure looks like Lufthansa. Looks like it is on course from Frankfurt or Munich to Canada or the United States. Dan says Lufty A330 to Houston in Texas, Houston. K3 just passed me by, so the question, where are the bird controllers, has been answered. One of the Ford Ranger Raptors, one of 3. There we go, check it out. First officer waving to us. Next up, one of KLM's A321 Neos arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Wind is picking up in the meantime, more crosswind. This is KLM flight 1404, 45 minutes on the way from Paris. Brand new airplane, this is the Fax A. It's the very first of KLM's A321 Neos that had its first flight back in July last year. You might also pick up the sounds of another excavator that is now holding short right behind me on the cycling path. Hey there, David. Good to see you, mate. Doing well, thank you for asking. Where I've been? Well, we had quite a few number of days with shit weather. Fog, drizzle, low ceilings. In other words, weather where you weren't able to see a lot, and I wasn't feeling like going out on those days because, yeah, the world is so small when it is misty and whatnot. So that's why there's been a couple of weeks between yesterday's stream and today's stream and the previous couple. Klaartje also back in the chat. Goedemorgen Klaartje. Welcome back. And also good morning to all others who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan runway 18 right, and the next airplane coming in is Delta Airlines flight 162. It is the Team USA A330neo. We saw it leave yesterday. We see it return today. Full circle. That is very satisfying. 7 hours and 38 minutes underway, this airplane. Arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where we also saw it take off to yesterday. 3 years old, this airplane. The first flight was in May 2021. See that Mr. Hilton is also back. Morning, Mark. Happy New Year, mate. Hope all is well. The airplane in the background is Iberia Express, a regular A320. Coming in from Madrid. Victor, thank you for your kind words, mate. Man, I love this live. I'm enjoying this a lot. Thank you for this experience, he writes. Victor, thank you for your kind words and for letting us know. I'm happy to hear that you are enjoying the stream, and I hope that everybody is. If you are and you haven't already, consider leaving a like. It really helps to promote this content and this channel to people like yourselves who are into streams such as these, but who haven't come across the channel yet. Alex asks, crap much? Geez, yeah, the wind is blowing from the west. I was initially at runway 27 because I figured that was going to be the primary runway for arrivals. It is still open though, but it looks like it is only a secondary runway today, and that the primary runway in the upcoming hours is going to stay the Polderbaan. Nice for us, because crabby airplanes. But yeah, wind is pure crosswind, no headwind. It's blowing from the west, although, truth be told, we should update the METAR. In fact, I think now would be a good moment after this landing to do that. Have a look at the weather. The METAR that you see in the ticker. That's a weather report that is being updated twice an hour here at Schiphol Airport. 5 minutes to the hour and 25 minutes past the hour. Tells you a lot if you know how to read it, including the wind and the visibility conditions. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is the upcoming rain. This was the weather report that is still in the ticker, and this is the new report. Still blowing, the wind is still blowing from the west. That is a heading perpendicular to the runway heading. 12 knots, so the wind has increased a little bit, and we have few clouds at 2,500 feet. Air temperature 4 degrees Celsius. Dew point is at 0. We have relatively high pressure, 1,017 hectopascals. No significant changes in the upcoming hours expected. Let me quickly update the ticker. With the latest weather report, I think we also have to update the arrivals 18 right and 27. There you go. Unfortunately, the Queen that is expected to land confirmed for runway 27. Another A321neo coming in after this airplane has landed. Interesting. Buenos dias. Iberia Express. Next up, KLM flight 1402. And this is the PHAXD. I didn't even know we already had the AXD flying. It is a brand new airplane that got delivered and had its first flight last month. Brand spanking new. It is the latest and greatest of the Neos. Beautiful to see. coming in from Paris Charles de Gaulle. And in the meantime, Victor just now gifting a membership. I see that Felix was the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Felix. And thank you so much for your kindness, Victor. Another member courtesy of you. If you're a new member, don't forget to say thank you if you got gifted the membership. Don't forget to use those custom emojis. They're there for a reason. Spamming is not allowed, but it is always allowed to use custom emojis as much as you want. So this is the latest of KLM's fleet of A321neos, PHAXD, FAXD. Me myself asks when the last time was that Captain Wheelie was seen. That's a good question. I think I made a separate video of the landing then, and if I recall correctly, it was back in November. I would have to look that up to know for sure, but I thought it was in November. And also, John, thank you so much. John also gifting a membership just now, and I see that Hans was the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Hans. Hopefully you'll enjoy the custom emojis that you have at your disposal for a month now. John, thank you so much for another gifted membership made above and beyond. I said it before, I'll say it again. This is an EasyJet Neorio, A320 Neorio, arriving from Geneva in Switzerland. The flight duration 1 hour and 24 minutes as we speak. The airplane is 2 years old. The first flight was in October 2022. KLM 737 arriving from Dublin after that. And an Embraer 190 from KLM arriving from Aberdeen after that. An excavator coming this way. The Caterpillar excavator with a container from BAM, which is a well-known construction company here in the Netherlands. This is KLM flight 1136 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. It's a 737-800, an hour and 4 minutes underway. Another 737, it is 24 years old. First flight was in August 2000. Danny Rule says, November 2nd, Captain Wheelie last seen. Diana, goedemorgen, good to see ya. Welcome back. Hope all is well. The next heavy hitter is next after the Embraer 190. That is next after this airplane, so number 2. No Wi-Fi on board this airplane, no humps on the tail, or I should say the backside of the fuselage. You might have heard an explosion just now, and that's the bird controller over there that was chasing away a group of birds flying over there. Now I also saw that Captain Jerry was back in the chat. Good to see you again, mate. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Hope the rehabilitation is going well. Captain Jerry came in with a massive bang, gifting 10 memberships just now. Thank you so much for your generosity, mate. Welcome, new members. I hope that you will enjoy your custom emojis access that you have now for a month. And don't forget to say thank you to Captain Jerry for the gifted membership if you're one of the recipients. The next airplane is a special livery from German Airways arriving from Aberdeen, KLM flight 912. It's the Herpa Derpa Derpa. It's an Embraer 190 flying in from Aberdeen for an hour and 12 minutes underway now. 18 years old, first flight somewhere in 2007. The Herpa Derpa Derpa. Are those pink Adlers still flying to Amsterdam? Don't recall having seen them in a while. Or has German Airways already discarded those special liveries like they did with Chucky? Bastards. Not the pilots, of course, but German Airways. Next up, another heavy hitter. It is an A330-300 from KLM flight 765, arriving from Bonaire. No, that's Bonaire. And it is the Faka. 8 hours and 10 minutes on the way. 12 years old, first flight February 2012. And Captain Jerry is also celebrating 21 months of membership, one of the oldest members, and he writes, Happy New Year, happy to all my chat friends, happy New Year to you too, mate. Hope the rehabilitation is going well. Hopefully 2025 will be a year of health and prosperity for you all. Kevin says, hey boy, evening from Brisbane. Good evening, Kevin. Welcome. Hope you've had a good day. Yesterday, it was warm, I was told. 30°C. Also spoke with Alvin yesterday, who's in Sydney. And he was mentioning that it was still warm, but also humid because of precipitation. A rainy week. Howdy Piet, de beste wensen to you too. Welcome all others who have joined. In the meantime, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing here at the Polderbaan. One of two runways in use for arrivals for another 20 or so minutes. Runway 27 is expected to stay open. This runway is expected to remain the primary runway for arrivals. Robert is also back. Good to see you, Robert. Happy New Year. Late to the stream today. Weather looks bright. For the time being it is. Although we are expecting showers later in the day. Wolfgang also celebrating today 15 months of membership. Whoa, long time. On to the next 15. Thanks, boy, for everything. Wolfgang says, mate, thank you so much for everything you have been doing. Not only as a member and as a very much appreciated guest in the chat, but also as a moderator, of course. I hope all is still to your liking. Do let me know if something is missing, lacking, or anything. Also, Fulco, goedemorgen. Beste wensen to you too, mate. Matt, goedemorgen. Goedemorgen to you all. Good morning. Now, the next airplane coming in is an E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Newcastle, KLM flight 954. And 54 minutes is the flight time as well. The airplane is a year old, first flight July 2023. Hey Daan, beste wensen to you too. Steven is tuning in from warm Sydney. Warm and humid, I was told. Welcome one and all. This is AMS Live. My name is Boy. The channel Schiphol Groove loves to hate. It's that good. With 3 queens, or was it 4 already that have landed? I think 4. 4 have landed, 3 of which have landed over here. There's one more 747 underway, arriving before 1 p.m. That is arriving from the west. Should land on the runway we are standing next to. A380 is also expected still before 1 o'clock. Now the showers are also approaching from the north, so we have to look in the direction the camera is now pointed to see what is coming. Past hour of precipitation. Looks like so, and we are standing approximately over here. So I'm hoping that this will pass north of us. Looking on flight radar, you can see airplanes are approaching. There is one 747 about to land on runway 27. That is the one that gets away today. This is Atlas Air, a 747-8 already over the North Sea. It is expected in 25 minutes from now, and it is expected to land on the runway we are standing next to. Also expected at a time where only this runway is expected to stay open for arrivals is the Emirates A380. It is expected in an hour and 15 minutes from now. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around, because there's definitely still interesting traffic coming this way, and my intention is to stick around until all of these airplanes have landed. See that Paul is also back. Mr. Biker, good morning. Happy to have you back, sir. Captain Jerry is giving good news. Getting stronger, walked 8 kilometers last week. Was that uninterrupted without any breaks? And without any walking aids? Or are you still walking with walking aids? Good news, mate. I'm happy for you. Boof Fanfare, good morning. Nice to see you too, mate. And we also have Dutch Kiwi 68, who is also tuning in from down under. That would be coincidental, having two Dutchies in New Zealand tuning in into the same stream together at the same time. The next airplane to arrive is arriving from Birmingham. This is KLM flight 1042. It's a 737-900. 20 years old. First flight April 2004. The wind is blowing from the west. That means crosswind. There's hardly any headwind or tailwind. Just crosswind. And that is why the airplanes are crabbing today. Jerry is sticking around. Use the walker with wheels, right? Well, mate, that is already major progress. How long is the rehabilitation intervention still going to last? Another couple of months? It was 90 days in total, wasn't it? Right, now, for the time being, we have to wait for incoming traffic. Let's see if we can spot the 747 that is landing on runway 27. No, that's still further out, so need to look further in that direction. Let me first see if I can spot something that is on the glide slope to runway 27 in the first place. So while we're waiting for traffic to come to Polderbaan, I'm doing my best to spot the traffic going to runway 27 at the moment. Bingo. That is the 747-8 arriving from Dubai, which is going to land, sadly, on runway 27. Although Fanbait already is saying that the Atlas 747 is for the Polderbaan. Yeah, I think you're right. It should be for the Polderbaan. Bezoekbas is saying that the runway we are standing next to is expected to stay open for arrivals in the upcoming hours as primary runway. So I'm actually expecting that the runway that this 747 is flying to right now is going to close in 10 or so minutes from now. Hadi Martin, goedemorgen. There's an inspection of the runway going on right now. Bird control is chasing away birds. You might have picked up an explosion on the mic just now. That is a flare. That bird controller is setting off to chase away birds. Now, in the distance, flying over the south of Amsterdam and Amstelveen is Cathay Pacific Cargo Flight 2067, arriving from Dubai, and flight time quite long, particularly if you compare that with the flight time the Emirates A380 averages usually. That is namely 6.5 hours, and this flight is taking 8 hours and 18 minutes. So I'm wondering, how has it flown to get here that the flight time is such a big deal longer? The airplane that we're seeing is a 747-8 freighter, already 11 years old. First flight of this airplane was back in November 2013. Let's go a little bit overboard with digital zoom. Things are getting a little bit pixelated because I'm well in the digital zoom range, which basically just enhances pixels, magnifies pixels. But it does allow us to see the airplane landing near the McDonald's. Runway 27, the runway I was initially headed out to. Well, in fact, I was already there, and then I saw that they changed the runway configuration. It's starting to look a bit more cloudy looking in the direction that the wind and the showers are coming from. For the time being, we are still standing in sunshine because behind me where the sun is in the sky, it is still bluish, but you can definitely see a change of weather coming in. Martin, goedemorgen. Not sure if I said hi already to you. The next airplane to come in for Polderbaan, probably Iceland Air, right? Or is Air France already coming in? Let's see, what altitude is it flying at? 1900 feet. It is turning in. So that's an A220-300 Bombardier C Series that I'm struggling to see. I'm not sure that I am able to see it already. Two airplanes on the glide slope right now. Air France flight 1500. And Iceland Air behind it. Lucky is asking which camera I'm using. This is a Canon XA60 camera. Okay, looking on my laptop screen, I am able to see the Air France. Now also on my camera screen I can see it. If the lights are switched on, it's a bit easier to see. There's an Iceland Air Max 8 behind it, arriving from Reykjavik. I'm not sure that we can see it. Don't think that we can. It does look like the clouds are a bit in the way. Kevin says off to the shed. Zoe is still watching though. Hey there Zoe, good to see you again. Peter PDK, good morning. Bob says it's bedtime here, early start awaits. Thanks for the great stream. Thank you for joining, Bob. Hope to see you again in the next one. Wind is picking up a little bit and it's causing my eyes to tear, so I'm going to turn up the hoodie of my parka, which immediately cocoons my face, shields it from the wind. And Marissa says, okay, after a little search, neither of the Outliers have any flights recently according to Flight Radar 24. So does that mean they're going to spray them over again into standard livery like they did with our beloved Chucky? Dan asks, how do you have internet to stream at Polderbaan? Do you have a hotspot on your phone or... No, I don't. I'm using a mobile router, and in that I have a SIM card with a KPN phone subscription with limited minutes and unlimited data. Unlimited, both. Danny, goedemorgen. Happy New Year to you too, mate. Hope 2025 will be a good one for all of you. This is a Bombardier C-Series 300, aka an A220, and ooh, a little wobbly just before the touchdown of the main gear. That's a first today. Hope the voiceover is still sounding decent. I have the hoodie over my cap because the wind was picking up a little bit, and with the low temperature it was causing my eyes to tear. That's a bit annoying if you're trying to film. Hans says, stay warm, boy, we don't want a frozen streamer. Well, the majority of the cold will go to the hands, and I have a hand warmer and a heated glove in action, so I should stay warm and have no problems. Also, Han, thank you so much for your continued support. 20 months of membership, one of the longest members of the channel. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. Hopefully we'll see one of your favorite airplanes in the stream later. We haven't seen them yet. Vueling with the beautiful dots. For now we have to make do with boring 747s. Yeah, the next one is already showing on Flight Radar, approaching the coastline, so in 5 or 10 minutes or so from now. But yeah, staying warm is not an issue, Han, and it is one of my top concerns. Thank you once again for all your support as a member. Do let me know if it isn't to your liking anymore. I'm always looking to improve the channel and my actions if that is necessary, so hit me up. Iceland Air, flight 500. Peter says, my eyes are the same, slight wind and they stream. Yeah, more streamers here at Schiphol Airport. The next airplane to come in is a KLM Embraer 190 arriving from Brussels. That's 91 nautical miles. It has journeyed in 25 minutes. John says, doing an awesome job, boy. Thank you so much for your kind words, mate. Doing the best I can. If you want to see what I'm currently looking like with my outfit, I can show you. So this is with the hoodie over my cap. It ensures that I stay dry and also protected from the wind. Got a heated glove on one hand and I have a hand warmer in the other. The other one I need bare fingertips with to operate the tripod. And the heated glove has heating elements both on the inside and the outside of my hand. So even though they're thin, which I need them to be, they are compensating for wind chill and keeping the hand warm. The other one too. And Han is, I'll reconsider my continued support for the Vueling. I thought you said they were your favorites. I'm always doing my best to show you Vueling and that dot, that one dot, which I really thought was your favorite airplane livery. Now you're telling me it's not? What? How could I have been so wrong all the time? Eddie says Yeti. Indeed, indeed. Indeed, great, nice and warm the way I'm dressed right now. And particularly it helps with the wind. I also noticed when riding the bicycle that when you have the hoodie over on up, it really helps with the wind in your face that you usually have when riding a bicycle. Infinite Mustafa is saying that the Atlas 747 is on final. Yeah, on paper it is, but can we see it? That's the question. The airplane that we're now seeing is the preceding airplane, KLM Flight 1788, and the A3, the 747 is turning in. If we are able to see it, we should see it enter the field of view from the left at some point. Hadi Marcel, goedemorgen. Good to see you. Captain Jerry's favorite is ground crew. Still is. I don't know how many members we have currently because of the few weeks that I haven't been streaming before restarting again yesterday. Probably a lot of memberships got expired and probably did not get renewed. So we were at 500 something. If we cross 700, we're going to have room for another additional emoji. Ground crew, definitely a contender to become the next custom emoji once we have another vacant slot. At 700 members we will, and we're never too far off, but we never crossed it, although I'm sure at some point we will. There's an airplane with a white dotted nose coming in before the Queen. I'm not going to see the landing, follow the landing extensively, but you might pick up the sound once the airplane passes by on the runway. Marissa says that Polderbaan now once again is the only runway in use for arrivals, so that is expected to stay so until 1 o'clock. So anything coming in between now and 1 p.m. local time will land on this runway. And this is yet another Queen coming in. Before that, a massive big thank you to Jerry, who says vote for ground crew and then uses the glide slope emoji 3 times. Yeah, at the next election, vote ground crew. The next election to select a custom emoji. Atlas Air, and behind it a 777 freighter from Emirates coming in from Aguadilla. Jerry, thank you so much for that super chat just now. Atlas Air 7478 that we're now looking at is arriving from Miami, Florida. 6 minutes on the way. If you look on Flight Radar right now, it will turn to 7 hours and 47 minutes of flight time in a minute. Literally. And also 747 minutes on the way. 7 hours and 47 minutes. The airplane age is 13 years, and Flight Radar tells me that the first flight of this airplane was back in October 2011. Will the airplane use the reversers? Will it get loud? We'll soon find out. Yes. Not the loudest of landings, but definitely not a bad one. Definitely not a bad one. Peter, just in time. Mate, this was the 4th 747 already, and the 5th landed on runway 27. But there have been several before already, if you joined us just now. Now, stick around if you don't have to be anywhere, because within an hour from now, the Emirates A380 is also expected to land on the runway over here. Runway 18 right, the Polderbaan, currently and until 1 p.m. the only runway for arrival. So all airplanes coming in will land over here where we are standing. So that's 5 747s, of which 4 have landed here on Polderbaan. And this is Emirates Sky Cargo coming in from Aguadilla, flight 9920. It's a 777 freighter, beautifully illuminated by the sun. Crabbing because the wind is blowing perpendicularly to the runway heading. 7 hours and a minute underway. The airplane is 2 years old, relatively new. First flight was in April 2022. A couple of narrow bodies following after this. But the next heavy hitter is also flying downwind already, arriving from Rio de Janeiro, a Dreamliner from KLM. Hey there Ganesh, who is tuning in from India. Welcome. And welcome to all others who have joined us here today. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and this is the channel that Schiphol Group love to hate. It's that good. With 4 747s that have landed over here. A 5th that landed on runway 27. No more 747s in the upcoming hour, but the A380 from Emirates still is expected. Its ETA was around 12:40 p.m. local time, so in an hour from now or so. It's expected to land on the runway we are standing next to. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around until then, because my plan certainly is to stick around until all these airplanes have landed. Hey there Shamara, good to see you again. Welcome back. And also to all the other viewers, welcome back. Happy New Year to you all. If I haven't said Happy New Year to you already. Now, Embraer 190 on the glide slope, E2 Embraer behind it, a 737-900 will be following after that. And after that, another Dreamliner from KLM arriving from Rio de Janeiro. And I also see that JetBlue's A321neo arriving from New York is coming. Jerry says it's cold in White City, Oregon. Land of weather extremes. The US of A. Beautiful nature and extreme weather. So yeah, I think we're done with the sunshine over here for now, because as you can see, an area of cloudiness is slowly drifting in from the north. Might also contain some droplets. I hope it won't. My weather apps thus far haven't started to warn me for any upcoming rain, so looks like we're still going to be good, but it is the end of the sunny part of today's stream, and we're seeing the sun fade away. Over there you can still see that the sun is shining, but over here it's no longer doing that. Silver lining is that it has become a little bit easier to see the airplanes up north. Hey there Hassan, who is tuning in from Tilburg. That's in the south of the Netherlands. And Evelyn is warning of rain in Hoorn already. Yesterday we were lucky. There were showers drifting in, but they split. Part went south past me and part went by north of me. Now I'm starting to see a few droplets on my camera. That's interesting because I haven't received any weather app warnings of incoming rain. It's probably not going to amount to anything substantial then. This is a Britty Hopper, Eastern Airways, flying on behalf of KLM, flight 972, having returned from Humberside. That's an Embraer 190. Maybe I'm talking with consumption, as they say in Dutch. Maybe it's just my own spitting that I'm seeing. Could be, don't know. The horizon definitely not looking as friendly anymore as it was before, but also hard to see if anything containing substantial precipitation is coming this way. Doesn't look like it for the time being, but who knows, it might change. This is an E2 Embraer 195 coming in from Stockholm in Norway. An hour and 46 minutes on the way. 2-year-old airplane, first flight February 2022. Floaty. That was a very floaty landing. What up, chaps? Now, you might also hear some construction sounds, and that's excavators over there that are busy with the pipes. Stranger also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well. Next airplanes on the glide slope coming this way. Did I say Norway? I mean Sweden, indeed, Frans. Oh man, need more vodka. Slipping in my topography. Hey, thank you so much, Jerry, for the request for more likes. Click on the thumbs up. That is very much appreciated. The call for more likes. If you are liking the stream and you haven't already, consider leaving one. Really helps to promote this channel to people like yourselves who are into streams such as these but who haven't come across the channel yet. This is one of the KLM SkyTeam livery airplanes that remain. The PHBVD, the 777-300ER, recently got repainted in the standard livery. Reason being that apparently it's hard to see damage on the livery when it looks like this. Still, this and an Embraer 190 remain in the fleet, being donned in the SkyTeam livery. Peter asks what the pipes are for. In Dutch they say persleiding vervanging. So I think it has to do with sewage and they need to renew it, and these are temporary pipes to replace that. But I'm a noob in this respect and don't take my word for it. That's what I thought people said it was for. At least that the persleiding vervanging is what it says on the signs over here. This is KLM flight 706. It is returning from Rio de Janeiro. 10 hours and 47 minutes on the way. It's the PHBHA. 9-year-old airplane. First flight was in October 2015. 7879 Dreamliner. Hadi Flores, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. If you joined us just now, you may have missed all the queens already. We had 4 that landed over here on the Polderbaan, plus 1 that we could see land on runway 27. The Emirates A380 is expected, I think it was expected around 12:40. Let's have a quick look. While we're waiting for the next airplane to arrive, also a massive big thank you to John for your super chat. Have a coffee at McDonald's. I will definitely do that. Thank you so much, my friend. grab a cup of coffee at the McDonald's. I am always driving past one on my route back home. The Emirates A380 currently is just southwest of Leipzig, is in German airspace already, and its ETA is still around 12:40. Orange Pride is flying out. This is the weather radar, and a refresh will show us the past hour. We are standing approximately over here, and you can definitely see that shit is coming. I'm hoping that this is going to pass north of me, although the south side might graze next to us, pass us by. It's going to get close, that's for sure. For now it looks like it's going to pass north of us. The wind is still blowing firmly from the west, although now a little bit south of west. Wind speed has increased to 13 knots. Scattered clouds at 4,000 feet. Few clouds at 2,500 feet. Hopefully it's going to stay dry until the A380 has landed. I'm going to update the ticker with the meter that I copied just now once this next airplane has landed. This is KLM flight 1710, Embraer 175 arriving from Luxembourg. JetBlue after that, the A321neo returning from New York JFK. Nice and floaty, despite the crosswind. Easy peasy, walk in the park. Next. Next airplane to come in, JetBlue, arriving from New York, JFK. I'm quickly going back to the laptop, first of all, to paste the meter that we copied just now into the ticker. And secondly, because Wolfgang just now gifted 5 memberships, probably in celebration of crossing the 600 likes just now. Thank you all so much for the 600 likes. Happy to hear that people are enjoying the stream, and I hope that everybody is. Wolfgang, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships. You know you didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway. I hope that everybody is appreciative of the gifted membership that they received from you and will thank you for it. Wolfgang, thank you so much, above and beyond, mate. And welcome to the new members who just got membered. That's not the right. It's not the right way of saying it in English, but it does sound nice. Or does getting membered? No, that's remembering, right? No, never mind. I'm talking gibberish. In case you hadn't noticed, something I often do. This is a JetBlue A321neo returning from New York JFK. Yeah. And the sun, still there, but no longer visible, sadly. What is visible is the next airplane, and I'm going to lower the hoodie again because I feel that the wind is slowing down again a little bit. Scrolling back upward in the chat to highlight the super chat of Jerry, who says 600 likes while live, and all the emojis, the celebratory emojis that go along with it. Thank you once again, Jerry, as well, for your generosity. A super chat that you didn't have to give, but you did it anyway. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. And also once again, thank you all for 600 likes. KLM Embraer arriving from Leeds. The leaders are back. And the losers went to lose. Right, so what's the current status quo? There's still some openings over there. This is what it looks like to the northwest. This is what it looks like to the west. I feel an occasional droplet, but it doesn't seem like it is really going to go down that fiercely over here. The majority of the darkness does seem to be in the northwest to north of me. Fingers crossed, we're staying decently dry until the A380 has landed. Still expected in 40 or so minutes from now. With the weather forecast that you guys could see on the weather radar, Not sure if I'm going to continue much longer after that, unless something interesting is coming and it is dry. Then of course I'm going to stick around, but if the weather is turning more sour or if there's not anything interesting right after the A380, that might be the last airplane for today then. We'll see. For now, the plan is to stick around for another 40 or so minutes until the A380 has landed. What also has landed is this Embraer 175 from KLM, 7 years old, returning from Bergen. We're standing a little bit more to the south than I normally am, so this is what an airplane vacating from the first exit looks like. It's not a real butt shot like we used to see further to the north, but as you can see with the excavators also there, I was anticipating work being done over there. Thought it was going to be a bit more quiet over here. Sun Express next to arrive. Sun Express KLM flight 944 737-800, 3 hours and 30 minutes on the way. 14 years old. It's a soy airplane. The TC Soy, SOY. Gotta stay hydrated. The airplane is 14 years old. Its first flight was in June 2010. Reflections of the landing lights in the water. As you can see, the airplanes are still crabbing. Luckily no gusts. Although that Air France Bombardier was wobbling a little bit just before the main gear touched down. But that was the only airplane thus far that we've seen do that. Last bit of blue sky for today. Although tomorrow is expected to become another sunny day with no precipitation, and also a day that, if all is well, Rick Meester is going to come to the Polderbaan. So hopefully I'll have a co-host tomorrow in the form of Rick Meester. Diana has to go. Be back in a while. See you later, Diana. Also see that Jennifer is back in the chat. Hi Jennifer, Happy New Year. Good to see you again. Lex is tuning in from Rijswijk, a bit further to the south, and is still enjoying the blue skies. Enjoy it, mate, because as you can see further up north, the clouds are drifting in slowly but surely, and rain already was reported to fall in Hoorn. This is KLM flight 1230, arriving from Gothenburg. Embraer 190. Is it Captain Wheelie? Is it going to land or is it going to go around? Might still go around. You never know. Might still go around. But it's probably going to stick the landing. Sticks the landing. Over there we can see the tower. The lighting unfavorable to look in the tower itself. There's usually one or two controllers that you can see. Howdy Thomas, hi there. Hans' favorite coming in next. It is Vueling, the first of today's show. It is arriving from Barcelona, flight 8309. 2 hours and 3 minutes underway. 11 years old already. First flight of this airplane was in April 2013. Hadi Yolanda. Goedemorgen. Is it morning still? No, it's afternoon. Yolanda liked the waving co-pilot. Yeah, he was waving first. I saw that he waved. He started waving already and I reciprocated. Sometimes you can see that the first officer is making eye contact. If that is the case, I sometimes also wave. By that I mean initiate a wave, but only if I make eye contact or I think I make eye contact. Otherwise I wait until the first officer makes eye contact and initiates waving. I do feel a few drizzly droplets falling right now, but it doesn't look to amount to anything substantial. There's definitely a few drizzly droplets falling right now. Han, thank you for your super chat. Han says, let's vote for no more Welling shizzle. I wish I could make that happen, mate. They keep coming. We keep sending them away, but they keep returning. They're very stubborn. And in that way, very at home here in the Netherlands, which is an, on average, very stubborn folk. This is number 175, returning from Billund. And that also was looking like they were experiencing a little bit of windy conditions briefly before the touchdown. Slots stay shut. Mercer says, at least Welling knows how to find their thrust reversers. Yeah, that's more than can be said of KLM on average. That's definitely true. The same can be said of Ryanair, even though they are flying in with dime in a dozen 737s. They do use the reversers quite often. And when they do, those 737s, even though they seem like a dime in a dozen, are able to get quite loud. Both the old types, or at least the next generation I should say, and the Maxes. Next airplane coming in is KLM flight 1754. That's an Embraer 190 arriving from Hamburg. Flight time 40 minutes. 205 nautical miles. PHEZB, which is 16 years old. First flight was in November 2008. Dutch Aviation Hub says, I'm exit, going shopping at Jumbo. See you later, mate. All the best with your shopping efforts. Hope to see you again in the next one, which hopefully will be tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'll also be joined by Rick Meester. Probably touch base with him later today to confirm. And indeed, stranger, paradoxically, or at least seemingly paradoxically, next generation is actually the previous generation. Right, now, where are the incoming airplanes? After this, looks like we're having a little break. The next airplane already is on the downwind leg, KLM flight 792. That's a 777-300 arriving from Sao Paulo, but it is a couple of minutes out still. Although it doesn't happen very often, it can sometimes happen that you need to wait a couple of minutes. It's more frequently occurring with departures than with arrivals. The last rays of sunshine over there. No longer sunshine here in Schiphol vicinity, the vicinity of Schiphol. A sad moment. Sun gone. The airplanes no longer. The airplanes aren't gone. I think I actually see that 777 over there. There you go. This is KLM flight 792 arriving from Sao Paulo. Now flying into the clouds. God damn it. Here I was Happy that I could show you an airplane, and now we have to wait. It's flying into the clouds. Those clouds are also coming this way. Now, it's not all doom and gloom though, mind you. There are thinner parts still visible, bits of blue. Not all is lost yet, but the clouds are definitely drifting in, and the blue sky, the uninterrupted blue sky, is being further to the south more and more by the minute. Peter Hummel is returning from New Zealand on Monday. Is it warm, he asks? Not exactly, unless you think that a few degrees above zero is warm. In that case, yes, but no, it is actually above freezing a couple of degrees, and it is expected to get a little colder as the weekend progresses. Not sure about next week Monday though, but definitely not the warmest part of the year over here. Now the next airplane, the 777-300 is making its way over flying base, turning in. Not seeing it between the clouds just yet. I'm looking to see if I can spot it, but unfortunately don't see it yet. Oh wait, I think I saw something. I thought I saw something over there. Yeah, no. Now I do see it. There it is. John says, send the above freezing temps here. Friggin' cold here. -12°C. Damn. That is pretty chilly. If those are daytime temperatures, then that is brutal. From my ski trips, I'm used to having those temperatures at night. -20 even sometimes, but daytime temperatures of -12. Yeah, when you're going up a glacier, that's usually, those are usually not the days where you want to go up a glacier. It's usually when it's cool, warmer down below, that you want to go up a glacier to go skiing. Right, Lisa has to go. See you in a bit. Thanks for joining. We still have crosswindy conditions, and we also have another 777 that is making its way over. Sandwiched in between that 777 and this one is going to be an EasyJet A320neo arriving from Belfast in Northern Ireland. The airplane that you're seeing right now is KLM flight 792, arriving from Sao Paulo in Brazil. It is a 777-300. The flight time 10 hours and 46 minutes. The airplane's registration is the PHBVN, Bravo Victor November. The airplane is 9 years old. Its first flight was in February 2015. The bird control pickup truck K3, I think it was, also standing guard over there. EasyJet flight 23051 will be the next airplane after this. And after that, KLM flight 622. That's a 777-200 returning from Atlanta, Georgia. First up, this crabbing 777-300 arriving from Sao Paulo. And look at those flap surfaces. They are immaculate, as they usually are with the KLM wide bodies. I'm telling you, KLM has a car wash for airplanes. And those wide bodies are going through them very regularly. Hardly ever do you see any dirt or debris on the flap surfaces of KLM's wide bodies. That was beautiful. Smooth landing as well. And is this Steven Seagal or... I think it is. So we saw Steven and also Harry the Hypnotizing Heron. Haven't seen any of the crew members, and also the water over here for the duration of the entire stream. I haven't seen a single bird in the water. Don't know where they are. I know that ducks like to sleep in, and we often see them later in the stream. Now no, thus far that hasn't been the case. If you're wondering what am I hearing, it's a kind of sort of greenkeeper truck, for lack of a better description, that just passed me by on the cycling path. Looks mostly, to me it looks like one of those greenkeeper trucks that you see on golf courses. This is EasyJet flight 23051. It's an A320neo returning to the Netherlands from Northern Ireland, Belfast to be precise. An hour and 4 minutes the flight time. Guzzy is its registration, GUZHI. 6 years old. First flight, July 2018. Guzzy. Guzzy. Guzno. Right. Once again, I'm talking gibberish, as I often do, in case you haven't noticed yet. Guzzy. Winston Chow. Who was he? Oh, beep, 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 beep. Returning on high speed. Reversing, I should say. Oh wow. Victor Chow. Or was it Winston Chow? Who was he? That was the name of the EasyJet airplane that we saw land just now. Just curious. Never heard of the geezer. This is the 777-200 returning from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's have a quick look at the current status quo, shall we? So we are awaiting the Emirates A380, which is approaching Dutch airspace as we speak. Its ETA is still half an hour from now, 10 minutes later than it was before. Its ETA was 12:40, now it's 12:51, but it is approaching, destined to land at this runway for the time being. An update of the METAR says that the wind is still blowing firmly from the west, still double digits, just about. We now have a ceiling at 4,000 feet and few clouds at 3,000 feet as well. The air temperature is 5 degrees above zero. And the weather radar of the past hour, and we are standing approximately over here, is indicating this. I think that the showers, the majority, maybe this not, but this will pass north of us, so I think we should be in the clear. In the meantime, let me paste the ticker that I just now copied into the ticker for you guys, the METAR, I should say. For those of you who don't know what it means, if you look in the ticker right now, you will see the METAR of Schiphol, EHAM. That's an abbreviation for Schiphol Airport. The date is the 10th and 10:55 Zulu time is the time of the report. That's 11:55 Central European time. The wind is 12 knots from 260 degrees. The visibility is 999, aka for 10 kilometers or more. We have few clouds at 3,000 feet, broken clouds at 4,000 feet. The air temperature is 5 degrees. The dew point is 0. The air pressure is 1,017 hectopascals, and no significant changes are expected in the upcoming 2 hours. Yeah. Marissa says that Google says that Winston Chow is a Taiwanese actor. Didn't know that, so another day, another thing learned here. Next airplane to arrive is from Shamrock. Shamrock flight 604. Aer Lingus A320 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. The Brona. Bro. Ah, Winston Chow worked for EasyJet and died in a car accident. Ah, okay, didn't know that. That's sad. Yeah, cunning livery, eh? Yeah, the channel is not for for children. Double entendres on the regular here. Also a massive big thank you to Jan, who is celebrating 5 months of membership, and he says good afternoon, thanks for all the super streams. You're welcome, mate. Thank you so much for your continued support and for your kind words. I'm happy to hear that you are enjoying the streams, and I hope you still like being a member. I hope that's going to stay the same for many more months to come. This is a Britty Hopper, aka Eastern Airways, flying on behalf of Schiphol, of KLM, coming in from Teesside or Darlington, Embraer 190. Little distracted because my chat is no longer updating. That often happens when I have to scroll because somebody writes a long message and I want to read the entire message. Hadi Gillard, goedemiddag. Adriaan, goedemiddag. Kjell, good day. Greetings from England. I love the channel, he writes. Thank you for your kind words. Greetings back. Let's see, am I now back in the end of the chat? Don't think so. Let's see, Stranger says sunshine in Eindhoven, is that the last message? Photo for you says hi boy. Why am I not seeing? Oh shit, now I am. The chat is very picky at times. My chat window is not exactly up to the last message. Why is that? Always keeps happening. I use a split screen, and whenever there's a long message and I need to scroll to the left or to the right to see the entire message, a window pops up and that pops up out of the view, and if I don't disable that pop-up, the chat no longer updates, and sometimes I'm unable to scroll down to the last message when I try to close that pop-up window. Irrelevant information for you maybe, but it means that I'm not seeing the very last message. I do see that the chat updates, but I don't see the last message just yet. Ton, goedemiddag kerel, good to see you again. A380 definitely to the Polderbaan, that's good. Means it is near or in Dutch airspace as we speak. Let me see if I can quickly get that chat window back the way it should be. First let's fixate. Right. Doesn't seem to be working. Well, in that case, just copy the URL, close the friggin' window, open another window, paste the link that I just now copied, select live chat and not top chat, pinch in. Now I can go to the bottom end of the chat, enable split screen. There we go. Right, wind is picking up a little bit. Chilly breeze as Transavia is arriving from Tirana. This is Transavia flight 6936 737-800. Right, so we have narrow bodies coming in for the time being. Embraer 190 arriving from Basel, and LOT Embraer 175 arriving from Warsaw is approaching. Although the spacing is a little wide, means that this airplane we can see a flock of birds we can see traverse a bit higher up, seemingly. That's just closer by. And also birds passing below. A lot of traffic. Hey there, the show truck channel. Groetjes. Think that the LOT Embraer 175 we should start to see from the right shortly. You see that my chat once again is not updating. Let's see. Yeah, now I have it. Okay. Peter Hommel is going to sleep. Sleep well. Hadi Amber. Hey there, Petrikov. And indeed, the A380 coming to the Polderbaan, the runway we are standing next to. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around because we are planning to film the landing in 20 or so minutes from now. In the background, you could see that the Embraer 175 from LOT was arriving. The next airplane to land after this one has landed and vacated the runway. It's definitely getting a bit more windy. I see we passed the 25,000 subscribers. Nice. Well, we were close already. We were almost at 900 subscribers. 24.9k. So that means a bit more than 100 subscribers today. Thank you all so much. 25k, upwards and onwards. We're at 25% of getting 6 figures. That's the goal eventually. I'm pretty sure we should be able to reach it at some point. Thank you all so much, and thank you, particularly moderators. You guys helped to reach the number of subscribers that we have now reached. It's you guys who make the atmosphere in the chat mostly. So thank you all so much, moderators particularly, for all the support throughout the AMS Live existence. I'm doing the filming and the blabbing and gibberish. You guys are creating the atmosphere in this chat, and also all the viewers, all the subscribers, all the regulars. I think that's the biggest asset that we have as a channel. Base of recurring viewers, a friendly community of airplane enthusiasts. Worldwide, no less. Worldwide reach. Awesome. Now, LOT flight 263, and I thought we weren't going to see the sun anymore, but guess what? That strip of light that you see, created by the sun. So, even though it was looking like we weren't going to see the sun anymore, guess who's back? Also over here where I'm standing in the grass, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to stand in the sun anymore for the remainder of the stream, but I guess I was wrong. I'm happy to admit that. Happy to have been wrong today. But yeah, as you can see, there is a little opening, but also if you look over there, there's definitely some openings here and there. Also over there, still a big opening. So yeah. Absolutely amazing. Now Jerome, thank you so much. Another 10 gifted memberships just now. Captain Jerry Donnelly, the culprit, if you can call it that. Thank you so much, Jerome. Another 10 members, courtesy of you. I hope that everybody who receives a gifted membership will say thank you to the gifter, in this case Jerry, but also for all the other gifted memberships that were given earlier in the stream and in previous streams. If you like being a member, consider renewing it. If you got gifted a membership, consider gifting others a membership as well if you feel others might enjoy it as well. It's not mandatory, it's always appreciated, but by no means necessary. Similar to how it's not necessary to interact with us in the chat, but it is always appreciated. So feel free to say hi if you're new to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's always, there's no such thing as a stupid question. A lot of people are watching and they're all friendly. Many of them are knowledgeable as well, so feel free. Also a massive big thank you to Han. Not only a long-standing member, but now also gifting 10 memberships just now. Han, dankjewel. Thank you so much. That is absolutely amazing. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Be sure to use those custom emojis that you have at your disposal. Mate, thank you so much, Han. You really didn't have to do that, you know that. But you did it anyway. We're waiting for the Emirates A380. It is approaching, but still 15 or so minutes out. E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic is coming in. KLM flight 1354. Once again, a few drizzly droplets have begun to fall. English is failing. Need more vodka. As you can see, the reversers remain inactive. A no reverser landing. Not even idle reverse, but a no reverse landing. Embraer 190 arriving from London City. Coming in next. Also, I did not forget, not only have we seen gifted members, but also people that became a member on their own volition. What? Is that even possible? Ross, thank you so much for becoming a member. I hope you will like it in the lounge. Do let me know if something isn't to your liking in the lounge. Don't forget to spam us with custom emojis. Spamming is not allowed, but using custom emojis until we get sick of them is. They're there for a reason. They're particularly there to use as often as you want. Feel free to do so. Ross, welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. And Florida says it's just 8 minutes now for the A380, so its ETA is switching back and forth a little bit. For a long time it was around 12:40 expected to arrive, now a bit earlier again. It is approaching Purmerend, and I think, if I recall correctly, Purmerend is in the vicinity of the scale of chimney smoke. Let's see. That is over there. Or was it... No, I think it was... Was it the sugar factory? Could be. Or was it the scale of chimney smoke? I think it was the scale of chimney smoke. There is a helicopter. So a little bit... What was it again? I'm now having second thoughts. Was Purmerend in line in the back of the scale of chimney smoke or the sugar factory? It's either one of the two. Hey, my favorite friends are here. It is the Boas of Schiphol. My favorite people in the world. The bullies from Schiphol. Well, let's see if we can spot the A380 once more. Let's begin with the scale of chimney smoke. No, the sugar factory. This is the sugar factory, of course. And the scale of chimney smoke is over there. I'm not sure that we can see the A380 from over here, what with the cloud base being so low. And it might even be lower in the distance, where there's more activity in terms of rain. So for now, those openings, it does look interesting, doesn't it? EasyJet A320 arriving from Venice is coming in next. Now, before everything is going down and the A380 is becoming visible, I'm also going to say a massive big thank you to Maria for your super chat. You really didn't have to do that, but thank you so much, Maria. Congrats on 25k subscribers. Keep up the great streams, which we all enjoy. I will definitely do that, Maria. Thank you so much for your kind words and for your super chat and for everything that you and all the other mods have been doing for the channel as a mod. I will do my best to keep up the streams. It's very much weather dependent, of course. Hopefully the weather will stay better in 2025 than it has been in 2024. Also a warm welcome to Kjell Jorvik, hopefully I pronounced your first name properly, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing the lounge as your place to hang out in. Now let me quickly go back to the camera and see if we can find the A380. It was to the right of the helicopter, right? The A380 should be visible still then, if it was visible already. No, wait, it has to be much closer by already. Right, EasyJet landing. The A380 should be turning final. It should be behind this Embraer 190. Question is, can we still see it? I don't think that we can. I'm thinking, no wait, there it is. I was thinking the clouds were in the way, but it isn't. They aren't. Well, they are a little bit. But not completely. Oh man, let me quickly go back. Before the chat continues so far that I'm unable to find it. Stranger also gifting 5 memberships just now. Mate, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, mate, you know that. Thank you so much, Stranger. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, new members. Hopefully you'll enjoy your membership. You can use the custom emojis such as the Emirates new livery, the ribbon tail, and the A380 logos, among others. The A380 now number 2 on the glide slope of runway 18 left, being preceded by a KLM Embraer 190 that is coming in from Cardiff. I'm going to skip that airplane. You might hear it on the mic as it passes by when landing, but we're focusing on the Emirates A380 flight 147 arriving from Dubai, 6 hours and 43 minutes on the way, landing in crabby crosswind conditions. Looking forward to seeing what that is going to be like. What I do know for near certain is that they are going to apply the reversers and the landing will get loud. Almost hardly ever do they not use those reversers. The airplane that we are now seeing is the A6EEF Echo Foxtrot. It is 12 years old. The first flight was in November 2012. Grabbing A380. Slowly but surely making its way over. The KLM Embraer just landed and is passing by right now. Oh man. Lars, thank you so much for your super chat as well. Congrats, boy, for the well-deserved 25k. I could watch and listen for hours. Oh wait, keep going even if it is the way out of P3. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Lars. I will definitely do my best to continue with the streams. Hopefully at some point back in P3, but I am very pessimistic about it. I think it's like a game you cannot win. Enough about that dreaded garage and Schiphol group. For now, let's focus on the landing of the Emirates A380. Arriving from Dubai, His Majesty. And we also saw 4 Queens land here. The 5th that we also saw landed on runway 27. That's the one that got away. Now, let's look and listen. The A380 Emirates flight 147. Yeah. Fucking A. Now looking on flight radar in the immediate vicinity, not seeing anything wide body coming in, so I think this is going to be the last airplane for today's show. Looking to go back again out for another stream tomorrow. If all is well, Rick Meester will be joining me here tomorrow. He's probably going to hit me up, and if not, I will hit him up this evening to confirm that he is coming. If so, it's probably going to be a Polderbaan stream. And His Majesty the King having arrived here at Schiphol Airport. It wasn't loud enough, absolutely. I absolutely agree, Diana. It could do better, and I vote it goes around and gives it another go. If you listen closely, you can hear that they have begun to bolt the parts of the pipe that are laying next to the cycling path over here together. Also beautiful to see how the warm air is emanating from those engines. The distortion, the heat distortion. Beautiful to see. Tomorrow winds from the east, photo for you says, so yeah, I'm curious to see what runway use is going to be like. Lieve, kerel, just in time for me to say hi and bye, because I am going to wrap up. But Lieve, good to see you, mate. Happy New Year, buddy. So if all is well, tomorrow another stream from Polderbaan, hopefully being co-hosted by Rick Meester. This was the last airplane for today's show. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. We began a bit later because I was first at runway 27, which was closed, or at least it just closed after I arrived there. But I think it was worth it with all the queens and the A380 to boot. If you missed all the highlights, check them out. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you all so much for all the support, for the likes, for the subscriptions, for the super chats, the super stickers and whatnot. Mods, thank you so much for all that you are doing to support the channel as well, and for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. Folks, I'm going to wrap up. Be safe. Hope to see you again tomorrow. For now, I'm going to say goodbye and hope to see you again in the next one.